All right, we're back at home base. One NFL Upper Deck. It's time for Upper Deck. Will we find Joe Montana? Premiere edition from my childhood. Old man break right here. No one cares about Upper Deck 1991. And, what are we looking for in this? We are looking for some key cards. Bo Jackson goes for pretty good. Brett Favre rookie cards go for pretty good amounts. Anthony Munoz. Not that anyone's buying any of these cards these days. So that would be the great equalizer, right? All right. Let's see what we have here. Tony Mandarich. Oh, there's a good Jerry. Nice and crisp. Albert Lewis is definitely common. Keith Byers. Lemuel Stinson. Eddie Anderson. Kevin Fagan. Art Monk. Some names here. Rick Fenny. Keith Sims. Reggie Roby. Marcus Dupree. Oh, these are nice and even, I think. Football Heroes. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen this. Football Heroes. Okay. Interesting. Football Heroes. I've opened several of these, including my childhood, and I don't recall that. Okay, there's a Warren. Al Toon. Tim Green. Oh, that guy looks like a beefcake, huh? Boomer. Boomer looks like Gary Busey in this. Totally looks like, oh my God, that's Gary Busey, bro. Thurman. Felix Wright. Dennis Byrd. Goodness gracious, guys. Clay Matthews. Interesting. Eric McMillan. Steve Tasker. And Randall Hill. Put the rookies over here. Look at that Football Heroes. Interesting. Doubt it's worth anything. Johnny Johnson, Jeff George. Oh, I liked this guy back in the day. Jim Lachey. Johnny Johnson. David Fulker. Eric Martin. Wayne Haddix. Jerome Brown. Gary Anderson. Wes Hopkins. This Aerial Threats card is known as a banger. Eric Martin. All right. A little off-centered. Carl Mecklenburg, Rich Camillo, Carl Banks. Goodness gracious, guys. It's a nice Aikman. Stephen Baker, Steve Young. Steve Young. Anthony Wallace. Ooh. Ernest Biner Hollow. In pretty good shape. Interesting. Ron Morris, John L. Williams. Almost one stack down. Man, you got a lot of cards back in the day, you know? I can't remember what it goes for, what it went for in 1991. That'd be a good Google. Hey Siri, how much was 1991 Upper Deck football cards in 1991?
Suggested retail price of the product was $500, making it the most expensive basketball card product ever produced at the time.
Oh.
The few packs that remain unopened now sell for over $4,000. Autograph cards include veterans such as Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Carmelo Anthony. This answer is from Wikipedia.
Hey Siri, how much did the 1991 Upper Deck NFL football box cost in 1991?
Okay, I found this on the web for how much did the 1991 Upper Deck NFL football box cost in 1991? Check it out.
Series of 1991 NFL Upper Deck. Oh, the high series, high number series. Okay. I don't know. It was expensive. That's what it was. Anthony Toney, Snap, Tom Rathman, oof. Eddie Brown, Sean Jones, Anthony Miller, Cornelius Bennett, nice. The Eagles, Steve Tasker, Team Checklist, interesting. Richard Dent. Old Sammy Smith. Boy, did I collect some of his cards. Mike Haran. Rod Woodson. Fortunately, no one really cares about these team MVPs. Pat Swilling. Andre Rison. Oh, I'll keep him. John Alt. Well, prime time. Well, Craig Hayward. Ooh, and another Ernest Biner clean. Okay. I noticed this with that last box I bought. All the hollows were berries. So now maybe all the hollows are Ernest. Interesting. Calvin Williams. I have see what I'm talking about here? Like photogenic. Look at that photo from 1991. Beautiful photo. That's what cards used to be about. Calvin Williams. Everett, Steve Young, Anthony Munoz, finally. That's a nice card. Ernest Givens, James Lofton, Boomer, Johnny Johnson, Thurman, Danny Marino. Nick Bell. Checklist. Dalton Hilliard. Alton Montgomery. Ricky Prohl. LT. I've been going back and forth on this. What to do? Like, do I really grade any of these? Seems ridiculous. Seems ridiculous to grade these cheap cards that no one really cares about. Yeah, that's a nice Montana. Chris Carter. Keith Jackson. Mike Rozier. Wayne Haddock, Vance Johnson, Jack Del Rio, fun. Ricky, Terry, Dennis, Jeff. Sorry, guys. This feels a lot more messy than the others. Don Moosebar, Ricky, Irving Fryer, Irv Pankey, Tony Page, Seth Joyner, Anthony Miller, Al Toon, some guy from the Colts. Okay, here's Joe. Not the signed. Scott Case. Pat Beach. Rod Bernstein. Eugene Robinson. Lewis Sharp. Tom Newberry. Rodney Hampton. David Treadwell. Jacob Green. Jesse Tuggle. Dexter Carter. Stack these bad boys up. Crisp, new, 1991, first touched. Some 34 years later. Kind of crazy. This box has been sitting up open, waiting for me to crack it. And I'm cracking it. All right, some football heroes. This is a pretty good box. Joey, Johnny Boy, Marky Boy, Mark Duper, Jeff, Sterling, Brian, Mark Jackson. Look at that helmet. Crazy. Brent Williams, Andy Heck. So I've opened 3 of these boxes. One with my son a long time ago. Four. One when I was a kid, and then 2 as an adult here. Roderick Thomas, Pat Terrell, Art Monk. Just gonna leave him in the comments. Eddie Anderson, Fred Strickland, Don Griffin, Ernest Biner. Yep. Looks like it's gonna be a Biner box. Hassan Jones, Jimmy Jones. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's how they did the variations there, you know. Like I said, the last one I got was a. Keep on knocking this, guys. I'm a rookie. Please pardon me. Anthony Carter. Let's just do this. Landetta, Tecmo Bowl Wiz, Jarvis Williams, Freeman McNeil, Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera's a good one. Tim Harris. Football heroes. All right, let's get these all. There's Michael Irving, Percy Snow. That's a nice Marcus. Tom Rathman. Okay, Michael Irving. It's like a $20 card if it's a 10. Jim Jensen. Everson Walls. Tom Rathman. An old Derek Thomas. Michael Carter. Mark Carrier. All right, let's do this. John, Pepper Johnson, Alan Pinkett, Ron Hall, David Wyman, Mike Coffer, Carrier, Perryman, Billy Ray Smith. All right. Haven't hit a Bo, haven't hit a Marcus, haven't hit a Brett. Thane Gash, Tim Harris, Robert Reggie Roby, Ernest Miners, popular. There he is again. Jeez, come on. William White, Tim McDonald, Jeff Cross, Simon Fletcher, Keith Byers, Matt Millen. Wow, look at that. Matt Millen. I believe that was a pretty desired car, especially look at this card, guys. Matt Millen. Now that's football. And, you know, I mean, he was a ray of hope for the Lions, I think. Ooh. Montana. Now that's a good one. I'm not sure how much that one goes for, but I have not seen that one. All right. Alan Pinkett, Gil Bird, Tim McGee, Greg Jackson, JoJo Townsend, Jordan Williams, Ricky Prohl, Steve Walsh. Yep. Definitely hit some that I don't have. Like, I don't have that Matt Millen. I don't have the Anthony Munoz. I have some Ron Rivera's. Benny Blades, Sterling Sharp, True Blue. Mark Rippon, I haven't seen that one. Michael Carter, Benny Blades, Kevin Mack, Tim McKyer, Alvin Walton, Merrill Hodge, haven't seen that one. Oh, and another Montana. Pfft. Okay, that's why I haven't seen some of these cards, because their distribution and variation within a single box. I guess they never assumed that someone was going to buy a whole box. There's a Bob Golick. Sam Mills, Chris Dishman, Mark Carrier, Herschel Walker. Now that's a good one. Keith Harvey, Hassan Jones, little football heroes, a little Bob Golick, Bart Oates, Clyde, Joey, Sweetness. Oh no, Neil Anderson. Why am I saying Gale Sayers Sweetness? Probably won't edit that. Probably will edit that out. Morton Anderson. Damn it. Rookie. Torrey Epps, Charles Mann, Nick Lowry, Jeff George, Lewis Lips, Jeff Langman, Morton Anderson, Wilbur Marshall, Chip Lohmeyer, Billy Ray Smith, Pat Terrell, and Derek Fenner. And then I have all sorts of cards to sort through after this. Pat, Tim, Ray, James Francis. There's a Joe. Boom. Nope. Albert Lewis. Derek Thomas. Tommy Kane, Ricky Prohl. These are so badly sorted. Charles Mann. Junior Seau. Nice one. Warren Moon. Wilbur Marshall. Ian Beckles. Keith Jackson. Yep. Premier Edition. Mike Singletary, you gotta love him. Wayne Maddox, Merrill Hodge, Chris Dishman, Trace Armstrong, Jerry Rice, Bob Golick, Paul, Danny Stubbs. Let's see a 49er. Chris Carter, Anthony Miller, Matt Millen again. See? Man, I'll tell you what, that's why. Crazy. Ruben, Keith Fagan, Clyde, Mark, Lee, Barry. First Barry I've seen. Tim, Ken, Al, Dexter Carter, Jerry Rice. All right, let me do a little cleanup here. There's a bow. This might be the best bow I have. Damn it. does not look centered. I don't know. That's a little bit of an illusion. Tony Stargell. Damn, I haven't seen that one. Jack Del Rio. Chris Duncan. Leonard Smith. Dennis Smith. Mike Saxon. Little Chiefs aerial threat and Lewis Billups. Chiefs aerial threats from 91. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh my. Oh, they're just going to eat me up in the comments, aren't you? Stop bumping your camera, bro. Perry Kemp. Danny Marino. Deion Sanders. I dig it. Warren Moon. Good one. Oh, Icky. James Brooks. Dino Hackett. Rick Fenny. Sean Jones. Marcus Dupree. Ronnie Harmon. Some aerial threats. Leslie Neal. James Thornton. Troy. Shane Coleman. Tommy Agee. Jerry Gray. Lamar Lathan. Lorenzo White. Ooh, remember him on Tecmo Bowl? Mike Horan. Checklist. Reggie White. Aerial threats. Andre Bruce. Joe Montana. Jeff George. Troy Aikman. Haywood Jeffries. David Fulcher. Al Noga. Kevin Ross. Ernest Givens. Barry. Marion Butts. Aerial threats. Sean Collins. Looks like 5 more packs to go. Henry Ellard, Richard Johnson, Bruce Matthews, Alton Montgomery, Jerry Rice on the season leaders, Randall Cunningham, Percy Snow, the refrigerator. Now I'm sending some of these back because I've been researching the 91 Upper Deck cards, so. Oh, Icky, yes. All right. Clay, Carnell, Tim Brown, Randall, Mike Saxon, this guy, Anthony, Drew Hill, Rodney Holman, Warren Moon, Icky Woods, I like it. Better shape than the other one I have, Dwayne Bickett, yep. So, pretty happy so far. I got the Icky up until it took me 34 years to get the Icky. It wasn't until I opened this last pack I bought from the hobby store. Yeah, let's do this. Paul, Jeff, John Elliott, Keith McKellar, Ronnie Harmon, that guy, Vinny, Derek, Steve Atwater, Scott Case, Anthony Carter. 2 more packs. Have not found Joe. Vinny, Reggie White, Jim Arnold, Dave, John, Roger, Nick, Larry, Tim Worley, Willie Galt. One pack left. And then the great cleanup, then McDonald's, and then downtown hunting. But first I'm going to calculate all this junk. One last pack. Will Joe be in there? NFL's fastest man, Darryl Green. I haven't seen that one. Eric Metcalf. Marion Butts. Steve Christie. James Lofton. Bart Oates. Farrell Edmonds. Mike Babb, Mark Carrier. Bobby Humphrey. Barry Word. And very handsome Freddie Young there. All right. There you have it. So, let's see. I'm kind of curious about this one. These rookies I don't think are going to... Oh, my gosh. Didn't mean to throw him, though. So, out of these, I'm going to say I'm curious about Troy, Dan... And then these two Montanas. And then that Flash 80. That Primetime probably carries some weight these days. I'm not sure about the rest of those. These guys, that'll definitely get edited out. All right, Jerry Matters. Tasker, I'm curious about. Thurman, I'm pretty sure. Art. Okay, the Anthony Munoz carries some weight. Steve Young probably carries some weight. This Rhizon is just curiosity. Jerry Rice, Steve Young, Aerial Threats, Thurman, Boomer, Warren, Reggie, Icky, Tim Brown, Randall, Jerry, Aerial Threats, I think. Barry, Troy, Warren, Dion, Jack, Dan, Bo, Jerry, Matt Millen, Junior Seau, this Joe, that Herschel. I'm kind of curious about Merrill. And then another Matt Millen, John, Marcus, Ron, John, Joe. I want to say, yeah. All right. Those are the main ones. The rest of these, probably not. But who knows? We're going to go check that out. We're going to go price out all the rest. All right. Thank you.